This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder that Capital One Bank Guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also tell you about how Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bankguy. Capital One N.A., member FDIC. Hey, and welcome to The Short Stuff. I'm Josh, there's Chuck, there's JJ over there. Let's get to it and talk about maybe the most famous painting in all the world.
Perhaps.
Sad Clown Hobo.
By John Wayne Gacy.
Right.
Have you seen the Mona Lisa?
I have.
Same here. I'm sure your first impression, like many people, was, sure is small.
It's impossible to not have. You can go into it saying, I'm not going to think that. I've been prepped. I'm not going to let myself think that, and you will think that.
Yeah, it's 2 feet 6 inches by 1 foot 9 inches. Mm-hmm. It's a small little painting.
It is, and they have it behind some seriously protective casing.
Yep.
You can't get too terribly close to it.
Nope.
You can get kind of close, but not, you can't just walk up right on it.
No.
And I think we talked a lot about why they have it under that casing in our How the Louvre Works episode, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think we covered that. This is a little more about the lady herself. They think for sure that Mona Lisa was a person, a real person, and there's been a lot of debate over the years, but the current thinking is...
What's her name?
Oh, boy. Is Lisa Gherardini del Giocondo.
Nice.
Also known as La Gioconda.
Very nice, Chuck.
Because she's a lady.
Yep.
And she was a wealthy woman, married to a wealthy silk merchant. And the thinking is that he had this commissioned to celebrate the birth of the impending birth of a child. Yeah,
and it's bizarre to think that we don't know much about the Mona Lisa. It's not that old. I mean, Da Vinci started it, and I think
1503 is when he started the painting.
Exactly, which is what I was going to say eventually.
Okay.
So it's not so ridiculously old that it's just completely lost to history, and yet it is, because the Giocondo family never took possession of it. And the reason that they think that they're almost certain that is who it is, that it's La Gioconda in that painting, is that there was a book written about it in the time that Leonardo da Vinci's sons were still alive, and so still around to refute this if it was incorrect, that it was her, that she was the one who was seated there. And then years and years later, somebody found a margin note somewhere in some book or some notebook that said as much, that Lisa Gherardini, was the Mona Lisa, and that she was going to be sitting for this work that Da Vinci was working on.
Right, and they speculate about the impending pregnancy because she has some kind of loose clothing on, and that little smile is interpreted as, oh, guess what's coming? I'm about to give birth.
I can't wait.
So we should probably talk a little bit about the artistry of the Mona Lisa. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. Meh.
Oh, really? Are you crazy? You don't like it?
It's not that I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of portraiture, period. Not a lot of portraits knock me out like other paintings do.
Okay.
I can appreciate them for sure.
Yeah.
But I've never looked at a portrait and been like, man, I want that in my house so bad.
Not a big Rembrandt fan, huh?
Nah.
So I think one of the reasons I appreciate it, Chuck, is because I recently saw Decoding Da Vinci, little Nova documentary.
The Tom Hanks movie?
Yeah. He's got a mullet in it, running around all over the place. No, this was even more legitimate than that.
Oh, wow.
But they really go into, the techniques that he used in this painting, especially the sfumato method that he's very well known for, which uses shading and just some other stuff. You're gonna have to watch the Nova episode for it to be explained. But the upshot of it is there's no lines in the Mona Lisa. There's no hard lines. He didn't paint a line. He suggested lines. Every line in that painting doesn't actually exist. It's all an illusion created by the painting techniques that he was using on the Mona Lisa. And they really go to town explaining this, and it really makes it that much easier to appreciate.
Yeah, another thing that's mentioned here in the How Stuff Works article is the fact, and this kind of stood out to me, is mostly when you see portraits, especially, oh my Lord,
Sure.
From that era, is you have someone in a room, maybe, and not necessarily a landscape as well.
Right.
There were landscapes and there were portraits, and never the twain shall meet. But he blended those two things together, and there's a landscape behind the Mona Lisa and an aerial perspective, and she's very much in a big open space with these mountains and winding paths behind her. Mm-hmm. And your eye doesn't always go to that because you're looking at that face and that smile.
Right.
But that dreamy landscape is certainly back there.
Yeah, and I think what they're remarking about is that it's supposedly an imaginary landscape, and that most people didn't paint imaginary ones. And people have tried to prove that it actually isn't imaginary. Most recently, a pair of Italian researchers, Olivia Nesci and Rosetta Borchia. I don't do it nearly as well as you. But they said, no, it's this place in Montefeltro in the east of Italy, east of Florence, on the Adriatic coast. And they're like, this mountain is this one, this is this mountain. They said this bridge used to be there, but it's since been destroyed. This lake is no longer here. It's filled in by mudslides. But they're pretty sure they pinpointed it. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're correct. It's still speculative, but they seem to have a pretty good case to back it up.
But their supposition is that La Gioconda posed in front of that?
No, just that he that's what he painted.
Okay.
You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that they were saying like he made her sit there for 4 years or that she was ever even there, but that it wasn't. Their point is that it's not a made up landscape.
Well, no, I mean, I'm sure he took a photograph of her, right? And then just worked from that.
Yeah. Knowing Da Vinci, he probably did.
I will say that the Mona Lisa's eyes following you, the Mona Lisa effect, which he did not invent, but it is referred to that way anyway. And I know you're pretty into this idea that eyes can follow you.
Sure.
That works on a laptop even. It
does, and that's a whole other short stuff if you ask me. But this Mona Lisa effect, it being called that, the eyes following you around the room in a painting, that's actually a misnomer. Because they've proven that the Mona Lisa does not actually demonstrate the Mona Lisa effect.
Oh, it did to me, man.
Does it?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was the fact that I got super drunk at lunch. But
sure.
I was sitting at my desk, and I was going, heavy back and forth to the left and right, and they seemed to be following me. Or maybe it was suggested, so I saw it that way. I don't know.
I wonder that, man. I wonder if that is because when I looked and saw that she doesn't have that effect, I was like, oh yeah, I totally see it. Some researchers measured where people pointed on the screen or pointed on themselves where she was looking, and most people said she was looking past them to their right about at a 30-degree angle.
Well, it may have been power suggestion.
Yeah. For both of us, who knows?
All right, well, let's take a break here, and then we will say a little bit about when and why the Mona Lisa became soups famous.
Learning things with Chuck and Chuck. Chuck, all the things, stuff you should know.
Work can be a little weird. One minute you're in a meeting that could have been an email. The next you're trying to decode corporate jargon that somehow means nothing. And don't even get us started on the quick sync that turns into a 45-minute deep dive.
Yeah, well, the truth is figuring out your career isn't always straightforward. Whether you're trying to grow, pivot, or just stay relevant, it can feel like you're navigating it all on your own. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in.
That's right. LinkedIn can help you grow your career, helping you confidently navigate your path with insights, ideas, and inspiration from your professional community. You can stay up to date with the latest trends in your field, connect with people who get it, and discover opportunities tailored to your goals, your experience, and what actually matters to you.
Whether you're looking for something new or just trying to grow where you are, LinkedIn gives you the tools and connections to move forward with confidence. Because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more.
Hey everybody, we're here to talk to you about Wayfair, who believes that spaces should be functional, they should be comfortable, they should be well designed, and they can be well designed by you with their help.
Your updated space should feel more comfortable, inviting, and practical for everyday use. And we're talking about outdoor seating. We're talking about grills. We're talking about major appliances. If you need storage solutions, Wayfair can help you out. Patio lighting, rugs, decor. It is your one-stop shop for home.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting nice out, so it's time to think about living outdoors for the next few months. And Wayfair knows that outdoor furniture, it's heavy, it's intimidating to assemble. So Wayfair has stepped in and said, we're going to handle the hard part so you don't have to.
That's right. You can shop Wayfair Verified, your shortcut to the good stuff. And that means their team of product specialists are going to vet everything by hand using a 10-point inspection, testing things like, quality materials, functionality and features, and even how long it takes to build that piece of furniture. And the overall experience save time, reduce hassle, and improved convenience.
Patio season is here, and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
All right, Chuck, I thought that break would never come.
Right?
So it's funny to think, as famous as the Mona Lisa is, but she was fairly neglected by the world until the mid-19th century. And even then, just like a small little group of French art critics finally discovered, this Da Vinci painting and were like, this is a masterpiece. This is an amazing work of Renaissance art. We haven't noticed all these few hundred years, but it's amazing. They didn't really tell the rest of the world. And people liked the Mona Lisa. It was fine. But it wasn't until she was stolen off of the wall in the Louvre in 1911 that the world really sat up and took notice. It's very much like that Cinderella song, you don't know what you got until it's gone. That happened with the Mona Lisa, too.
I think they wrote that about the Mona Lisa, right?
Probably.
August 21st, 1911, there were three handymen that just kind of went out the side door with the Mona Lisa. It took 26, and this is kind of evidence that she wasn't that big of a deal yet. It took a whole 26 hours before anyone even noticed she was gone. Mm-hmm. And whereas today, there would be alarm bells like the second it was removed.
Yeah.
But it was put in the papers, and all of a sudden it kind of ran away in the press. The Louvre shut down for a week, and everyone from Pablo Picasso to J.P. Morgan were named as potential suspects.
Yeah, they thought J.P. Morgan was financing people to steal like artworks for him.
Amazing.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny that raised this other thing, Chuck. Real quick, there are accusations against wealthy Chinese people, like who are funding art heists to repatriate Chinese art.
Oh, interesting.
There's like a whole string of art heists around the world that are just ancient Chinese works of art. And they think that some people in China are financing it. It was a GQ article called The Great Chinese Art Heist.
Wow. Well, I certainly believe in repatriation to a certain degree, but I don't know if you should go to that length.
Right.
So anyway, the newspapers get it out. Louvre shuts down. People were coming to the museum to see what was known as the Mark of Shame, that empty, non-cigarette stained square on the wall. And everyone went, is that how big it is?
Right.
that little non-dusty square.
Yeah.
And then it took a full 28 months for this thing to finally reappear with an attempted resale from Vincenzo Peruggia. And the owner of the art gallery that was being offered this painting said, yeah, this is the Mona Lisa. You know what? I'm going to make sure you get a good reward for this. Just stick around and stay right there. I'm going to go in the other room and make a quick phone call to the reward center.
Right. And make sure you get your reward. So just
yes.
Reward right there, reward.
And then Homer Simpson just stood in place and waited for the Italian polizia to come.
Yep. And he got busted, and he got 8 months in prison for this. It was a pretty big art heist, but he was in Florence trying to sell it. So he'd stolen from the Louvre in Paris, and his defense was, Napoleon stole this from us, and I was repatriating it myself.
Oh.
And I think he actually kind of got, 8 months isn't exactly a slap on the wrist, but it's also not a a ridiculous sentence either for what he got. Or for what he did. So I think that actually helped. That defense worked.
Do you know if he ratted out his two buddies?
I don't know, and I don't know if it would have mattered because he was the one that lived with it in like the false bottom of his steamer trunk in his apartment for 2 years before he tried to sell it. So I don't know if it would have helped at all.
Man, I wish I had a false bottom steamer trunk. That'd be pretty handy.
Oh, I thought you meant like a bottom.
No. Just a false bottom trunk seems like a...
False bottom girls, they make the rock and world go around kind of false bottom.
Stop it.
Can we say that? It's not the 70s any longer.
I think we're okay.
Okay. You got anything else?
Nothing.
Well, then everybody. Short Stuff says, Arrivederci.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio's How Stuff Works. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.